All right, grasshoppers, be very, very quiet. We are hunting dogs. No, we're not. Hello, everybody. It's Thursday, 10 o'clock. Favorite hour of the week for me, all by myself. Oh, so all right, we'll get something off our chest. So there's a little aggravating things going on. Like July and August, it's kind of a quiet month as far as work and everything. So the little things tend to bother me more. So like right, I just about get set up to come on the show, and when your battery and your smoke alarm is going dead, it can start beeping. And then there's a great location where I am now, but they put in when they redid these places, they put a smoke detector in every room. So like 5 or 6, and now you got to figure out, okay, which one is it? You got to stand there and wait for it to beep again. You ever go through that? Hold on 1 second here. Didn't have my comments thing turned on. Mimsy, how are you? Magical creature. You ever do that though? The smoke alarm's going off, and you got multiple smoke alarms, and you don't know which one it is. So then, okay, so it beeps. Then you got to go stand under one and wait. See, okay, is it this one? I think I know. There's another way. Maybe it puts the test button or something too. Figure that out, but it gives me an excuse to go to Costco, get some batteries. I'll buy one of those big packets of batteries, and like 400 in them or something like that. No, never use them all. So that's the big drama for the day. Oh, but we have that big event today too at the Terry Connors Rink in Stamford, Connecticut. Starts at 6 o'clock. I did see. I thought that they're sold out as far as tickets. I did see a Facebook post, and I reposted it saying that there was still tickets left. So if anyone wants to go, you can go to that website to find out. Yeah. No. Okay. As predicted, Danny, thanks for bringing this up. I don't want to stir the pot. It's not fair. But as predicted, I said, listen, I'll do my part and I'll make sure she's invited. But I think the comment was like she had to stay home and rearrange her sock drawer or something like that. So, morning, Susan Brooks. Susan, I got to compliment you. Thank you again. You're really good in research. And you'd sent me the link to for the casting people for the cooking show. I got to get on that. That's just me being goofball lazy. So I got to remind. I saw you post there just now, and I realized, God, I got to move on that. All right, so just a quick update. The drama for the day: the smoke alarm. One of the many smoke alarms in my unit is beeping, and it's funny. So you hear a beep, and you got to run over to the one you think it is, and then you got to stand there and wait for it to see if it's going to beep some more. I guess there's like a button there you could test it, but I like the challenge of staring at the smoke alarm. All right, let's get something off our chest here. How many people have seen, followed this guy that paid $14,000 to buy a dog suit to walk around like a dog? Got a cute dog. Oh man, what would? Hey, listen, everybody does their own thing, right? I mean, I guess I've done some unique things in my life as well, but I'm just trying to think of the whole concept. I mean, does he want the attention that a dog gets? $14,000 for a dog suit. Huh. Somebody saw him coming too. Ronnie Jameson, magical man, you. What's happening? Hope you're well. I guess you're the beep in the back. Smoke alarm. Oh, so here's a big decision-making process after the show. Now I've got the event starts at 6 o'clock tonight in Stamford, Connecticut. So I've got some time so I've got to go. Do I find out which one it is first, or do I go and buy the batteries first? Oh, the smoke alarm was fooled by this inferno known as Tom's Place. It could be it, man. It's actually kind of cool here, though. It's not like that. Yes. So that's the dilemma, right? Do we find out which one it is first, and then go to get the batteries? I won't go to Costco to get batteries. There's a Walgreens on the way to Costco, so I'll stop there and get batteries first, and then go to Costco. What do I need? I got to figure out what I need at Costco. I don't even need anything, but I just want to go. Shows where my life is right now as far as boredom level. All right, so I want everybody's opinion on this dog. This guy that wanted to look like a dog, though. Oh wow, nice. Got back from a wedding. Very nice. I like that weddings. Got to go to Jackie DiPiazza's wedding, August 26th in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. Is that beeping? Thinking, okay, I'm going to be busy later on. I got to go to that event, so I'm going to make sure I get the battery, come home, and then I want to try to sleep, and the beeping's going on. So I need an expert on the smoke alarms. do I have to? Is there a button I can push to test the battery? Wasn't sure. Danny Erickson. The only reason Tom bought the dog stuff is he's got a pepper. Yeah, it was suggested that I can get a dog outfit and we'll wander around the neighborhood. Oh man. Okay, Susan, what do you got here? What does she got, Susan? I thought that was my smoke alarm. I've been standing in the middle of the park listening. Oh, I know, right? You got to figure out which one it is. But like I said, in my unit, you have multiple smoke alarms, so you got to stand there and figure out which one it is. But there's got to be a button. There's a button you push there to test it. So I'm gonna fire that. It sends the whole thing. It sends a message to the fire department. I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna find out. I'll update you how it goes. Howdy, the cooking thingy. Oh, yeah. So Susan was very nice. Susan Brooks sent me the link to the casting company that casts people for the cooking shows. And my bad, I just haven't got on yet. That's totally my bad. So, well, yeah, Carla, I know it needs to be replaced, but I'm trying to figure out which one it is. There's multiple smoke alarms in my unit. So I've been, stubborn me. I just stand there and I hear the beep or run over one. I think it is. And stand there for a while and figure out, okay, is that the one or not? Let me see here. Mimsy. Dog man is attention seeking and is an idiot for spending that. Get right to it there, Mimsy. That's the way. Let me see, Anthony Carlucci. I have 15% off Walgreens. Let me know if you want the phone number for the. Oh, okay, yeah. I licked the battery, Ron. I'm not going to lick the battery, Ron. I hope you're being funny. I'm licking the battery. Yes, I know what battery type they are. They're those square ones, where the D or whatever that is, the square one. So I know what I have to get. But I'm just trying to figure out which one it is. The dilemma is, do I go first to Walgreens and then come home and figure it out? Do I figure it out and then go to Walgreens? Yes, Carla. I know what kind of battery it is. My father was a firefighter? Yeah, chief. Good morning there, magical Dougie DeVito. Yes. Thank you. Yes, Susan, thank you very much. Most alarms have a press to test. Yeah. Okay, you're right. Yes. And test the silence button. Very good. Thank you, Susan, you magical creature. Geez, Carla's in a mood today, too. Carla's taking the place of Tracy Marie, sorry. Change your name. Yes, I'll be 9 volt. There you go. Look at Carla's on fire here, too, Carla. 9 volt, that's what we call it. 9 volt. Yeah, that's just some battery. Let me see here. So, what else? Oh, yeah, so the dog shoot. Yeah, so he's attention seeking. All right. It was funny, too. So after I had my little altercation with the guy letting his dog run around, the condominium complex sent out a email to everybody about responsible dog ownership. It was more pertaining to cleaning up after the dog poops. But it's just overall, it was responsible dog ownership. So I see I'm educating. That's what they call me, the great educator. Oh, man, yeah. What's more annoying, Mr. Larry? Well, at least during Larry's stories, you kind of take a nap, right? With the alarm going off, it's kind of hard to take a nap. So I guess the alarm still would be more annoying. Okay. Yeah, Carla's definitely taken over Tracy's job. So Tracy won't be coming on today. She had to rearrange her sock drawer. I'm assuming that she's telling the truth. I don't think she's just blowing off and not come on the show. Right? To test the battery, Tom puts the smoke alarm directly under Ted Sater's ear. Teddy Sater did some good had some wonderful podcasts and full change. We recorded a podcast with the great Sam Rosen yesterday. That man, he starts talking and you hear the voice. It's just like you think you're watching a game on TV. He's a good guy. What a good man too. He's like that. Him and Kenny Albert are the same. Where both very successful men, right? Kind of be, somewhat of a jerk, I guess they wanted to be, but not at all. It's exactly the opposite way. Like great family guys. Every time you're talking to him, I say to Sam, every time I see him, I say, "How long do you do this?" He smiles and say, "Well, Tom." He says, "No, I'm gonna do it forever, Tom." So yeah, he's good. I think he's loving his life. So pretty cool. What else is in the news is exciting? Also, again, just to cover the that event tonight, the shoulder check event. It's Terry Connors rink at Stanford, starts at 6 o'clock. Quite a lineup of players. I reposted something on Facebook that I had gotten with all the lineup. Marty St. Louis, Matt Molson are coaching. Trouba's there. Zibanejad, Kreider, Fox, some other guys from other teams too. Be pretty cool. It's gonna be a fun event to be at. Great cause and everything. So again, shoulder check. A family lost their son up in Darien, Connecticut, a 16-year-old boy last year, I believe it was. And so now they've started this movement. The mother and father are both in the marketing world. So they started this movement called Shoulder Check that's designed particularly to, not limited to, but for young kids to really help each other, reach out to each other and make sure everybody's okay. So it'll be a fun event to be at. And again, this one event tonight, but this is just the start of this movement. So it's there'll be lots of stuff going on. Father's a fantastic guy. I told him whatever you need from me, local and great cause to, we've talked about so many times the mental health issue. It's being talked about more and more now, but still not to the level it should be talked about based on how many people are suffering from mental health issues. I think it's really just incumbent on us too as individuals. We talked about this a lot, to reach out to anybody that you see. I mean, it doesn't have to be somebody you know that well, but yeah. Let me see what we got here for Danny. My favorite were Jim Gordon, the big whistle. Actually, Sam and our talk yesterday brought them up, how Jim Gordon really helped him get his job. And so he's very complimentary on him, but he's complimentary. He never says any bad thing about anybody. But he was really good talking to him about what a big role John Davidson played in his career as well. I mean, JD's affected a lot of people in a lot of good ways. When I first got done playing, I think I told this, but I worked for a year with the San Jose Sharks, did their color commentating, and really leaned on JD a lot for advice. And a lot of it for him was just hard work. It's watching all the games. He had a big satellite dish. Talk to everybody, go to morning skates, all kinds of notes about what's going on around the league. So when he got into a game, if it was a boring game, he didn't have to rely on just talking about that game. He talked about what was going on in the National Hockey League. He was very prepared. So when a team came in, he would watch them play a few times, so he knew their tendencies and the players to watch. So he and Sam brought it up too that he was a lot of people helped him, but JD played a really big role. Ron Jameson, what makes a great defense? What makes a great defenseman? Well, there's different ways, right? I mean, the game has changed a lot too. Where now a defenseman, obviously you need to play effective. You need to read the play coming towards you, close the gap, all those kinds of things. But it's really getting the puck out of your zone as quickly as possible too. That wasn't. I mean, it was part of our job back then, obviously, but it's even more important now. You see the big players like Keandre Miller. He's a big man but can still skate. And Trouba's the same way. He's a big guy, can still skate, play the body. So again, like always, there's different types of defensemen. I was just again, Herb Brooks wanted me this way when it was early in my career, played a big role, and he wanted me to be that defensive defenseman. Move the puck up to the forwards as quickly as possible. My job was not to carry the puck; it was to get it up. And again, that's changed a little bit. Like you see, Lidstrom is more like that. And obviously, they pair him with Fox because he's more the guy that will get up and go with the puck. So. But a lot of it, you're more relying on your brain than your legs to play defense because you got to read the play coming towards you. Who the players on the team, opposite team, that are coming at you. What's their skill level? What's the ice conditions? What time the game is? What's the score? Are you down a goal? Are you up a goal? It changes the way you play a lot of times because if it's late in the game and you're down a goal, you may need to take more chances to get the puck going the other way. If you're up in the game and it's late. Again, if the ice is bad, and again, you can read when the ice is bad too. So that's going to affect how you play the offensive players coming towards you because they're playing with bad ice as well. Then the puck's bouncing more. They can't do a lot of things they want to do. But so a lot of thinking. When I coached with John Tonelli, coached the U14 team, that's like 5 or 6 years ago. His son was on it. We would get into arguments all the time because I'm trying to settle down the defenseman. And John was coached the same way he was as a player. He wanted up tempo. Going all the time, hard work, don't ever get out work, that kind of stuff. So he would, if a defenseman make a bad play, he'd come running down to our end of the bench and want to yell at the kid and get all wound up. And I put my hand up like, no, get away. I'll discuss it with him. We'll calm down. So it's pretty funny. Let me see here what we got. What a hockey player that young Laidlaw is. What a hockey player that young Laidlaw is. Let me see. Yeah, let me see. Yes, Susan. Did you see the story about a zoo in China where they? Yeah, the bear. It's like a human bear, right? I did good point, Susan. Yeah, I did see that. I saw the video. It's got to be like a man in a bear suit, right? Is in a? I think he's in a zoo too, isn't it? The bear. I remember because they had the picture making it look like he was in a closed area. Wally Thacker, what's going on, brother? That's a Sycamoose guy. I think you live in Sycamoose, don't you? They hang out with Larry Melnick out there. Let's see here. I was going to get in trouble here. Breaking news: Katsi TV reality show to One Up Thomas. Naked. The audience is afraid. Oh, you, Ira. I don't know why you're saying that about my buddy Katsi. I don't know why. Let me see here. On your opinion, was Phil Housley good? Yes, very good. He's more like a Fox is now, where puck control. Again, the game being different. Our job was to just run him every chance he got, but he didn't back down. I was thinking, like, if you really ran a guy and you knew that he was going to back down, he was a target for sure. If you knew that you run the guy, but he's still going to keep playing, you still want to hit him. But it isn't with the intention you're going to make him stop playing to his level that he should be playing at. So, the magnificent Barry Shelley. What do we have? What do we have here? Morning. Just had to tune in for mental health. That's good or bad. We did a show with Mark Putnick on Monday. We had a retired Navy SEAL, Bill Brown, on. He's really big on helping veterans, and he was very complimentary to our buddy Barry Shelley there. He sees the stuff that Barry does. So, Bill Brown. For everybody that didn't watch that show on Monday, this Bill Brown, so David Goggins, who a lot of people probably know, does a lot of motivational stuff. He's written a couple of books, and I think a chapter in each one of the books was dedicated to Bill Brown that was on the show. He started that swim across the Hudson that we helped out in. It's August 19th. He started that and leads it. And when he gets up and speaks, that's why I really encouraged everybody, if they get a chance to go, again, August 19th, it'll be early in the morning this time because of the tides. I think they're getting the water, you said, around 8 o'clock, but the stuff will start before then, like the speeches and everything. And it's such a patriotic, it's really evolved where the guys get up and speak. Just, I think, 225 people in total that are swimming, that not all SEALs, but the vast majority are SEALs, either retired or current. So let me see. Wally Thacker. Yes, home. Yeah, there you go. Thought that's what it was. Sycamoose, British Columbia, with the great Larry Melnick. Hangs out. The best defensive defenseman Tom's career was. Oh, best defensive defenseman. Wow. Well, I've said this before. I was a huge Larry Robinson fan, and I wouldn't categorize him as just a defensive defenseman, but he could do it all. He was. I just felt like, again, you could categorize him as a defensive defenseman. That's all he wanted to do, or an offensive guy. He was a leader. He was a fighter. He could hit. I just thought he was, in my mind. Listen, there was others. Dennis Podfin during that era. Rod Langway was a good defenseman. Now, he's more known as Rod Langway as just a defensive defenseman. But again, I'm just so high on Larry Robinson. What do you make of the whole Hockey Canada situation? What's going on there? I missed that, Brian. Sorry. Yeah, swimming. You know what it is? It's when you have an event like that, that's, a Navy SEAL event. I get the feeling I want to be careful not to, get involved. It's for them, right? It's like help out, cheer them on. We did the podcast with Ken Hitchcock too, as a coach, and he kind of touched on that from a coaching standpoint too. That he said he probably didn't let the players know enough that he really respected them, but so. I thought it was interesting. He brought it up, and I kind of feel the same way when it's an event about. I guess it's like when we play too. If somebody comes in that's not part of the team, okay, and they want to make it act like they are part of the team. It's it's not that. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's just that they haven't earned the right yet. They haven't been through the battles yet. And again, our battles weren't as vicious, deadly as the Navy SEALs by any means, but it's still that battling together, fighting as a team. So when the SEALs get together to do something, you just feel like. It's their thing. Stay in the background and be humble. You know me. That's humble. Like my picture's in a dictionary under humble. Let me see here. Wally, heading to LA next month. Must see best place to eat. I think a restaurant, probably. You know what, Wally? Also got it's been so long since I've spent any like time there in LA. I wouldn't know. You know, Manhattan Beach is a fun place to go. There's all kinds of restaurants there in the water. I'd recommend just Manhattan Beach in general and go for. We used to do that after practice with the Kings. Go to Manhattan Beach and sit there. You're outside, looking at the ocean, lunch. Let me see here, Susan. How would you, as a player, have felt if the owner had traded sole players? Yeah, that's a. There's a lot going on. Was it Scherzer that came out and said he had a conversation with both the owner and the manager, and they said that they were giving up on next season as well? I mean, for him to come, I can't believe that they would say that to him. You kind of wonder what was the real truth. Were they trying to get rid of him or get him to say he didn't want to be on the team anymore because of that? And so they get rid of the contract and start. I can't believe they're going to give up on a season. I can see where this year, assuming this season's a loss, right? So let's get rid of these star players. They're making lots of money. The owner tried, said, okay, I'm just going to buy players. Now he's coming out and saying, well, you can't just buy a winner. Well, I think baseball, you have to spend a certain amount. Are they going after that Shohei Ohtani? A lot of people say that he won't come and play on the East Coast here. So no, I would not have liked it. If I'm especially so all the hype was that Cohen is coming in to buy the team. We're going to win. He wants to win. What was it, 5 years or something? He said we want that kind of time frame. Now they're getting rid of all the star players, but they were losing anyway. So I would not have liked it. I would, there's been seasons where I made the playoffs every year I played, so there was never in that position where they were, selling off players at the end. Let me see here. I would not have liked it, I guess, is the bottom line. Corner, he was a beast. Don't turn into Tommy. Corner, he was a beast. Tommy, would I give me a massage? Sure. Massage my head. Let me see here. Hard to believe that couldn't crack the lineup for the Habs. He did play for the Habs. I mean, again, remember he was a younger player just getting going, and that lineup for the Habs was, the defenseman they had with Robinson, Lapointe, all those guys. So I wouldn't say they didn't crack the lineup, but obviously them trading him was a big thing too. But I think they got that was a pretty big trade, right? Wasn't it their Ryan Walter going the other way and all that? So, yes, Brian. So Montreal, that defense. And the other thing was too, Rick Chartrand was there. He was a right-handed shot, but all of them were left-handed defensemen. Remember, and we've had that discussion with James Patrick because I thought, everybody can play both sides, and it's really not as true anymore because of this increased speed of the game. So if I was playing the right side as a left shot defenseman, if I'm coming up out of our zone or in the neutral zone, if I wanted to pass across, I really wouldn't use the backhand that often because you want to make sure you get it on the other guy, your teammate's stick. So you kind of turn to the side and pass the puck. James is saying, well, the game is so quick now with the back checking that if you turn like that, the back checker very often can catch the defenseman and take the puck away from him. So it was interesting to see James discuss it the way why it's so much different. It's harder to play the offside. Costco, great food there. Yes, Costco. Oh, hold on. Breaking news. Hold on, here we come. He must have humbled as James Patrick. Maybe pick a different adjective for yourself. Going in, firing hot. She's probably like tag team Carla. Like Carla was on me there for a while. So Tracy Meese says, okay, I'll take over now. And now she comes in, zinging. But there's no words yet there with multiple vowels and capitalized, right? James Patrick. But, coming in hot. Oh, Tracy Marie there. Yeah. So just so everybody knows, as promised, I reached out to Tracy, begged her, and I mean begged her to come on the show. She told me she was rearranging the sock drawer. So, okay, Phil Digg, yes. So the Navy SEAL swim across the Hudson is August 19th. They'll be in the water early. They'll start at Liberty State Park. There's about 225 people in total. The vast majority are Navy SEALs. I really highly recommend. It's a great thing to attend on both sides. So they'll start in Liberty State Park. There's a lot of speeches there and everything. Very patriotic, very emotional. And then they'll swim again to the two barges. They do 100 push-ups and 22 pull-ups on each barge. Then they get to Lower Manhattan and they go do another ceremony there. Well, it's not as big of a ceremony. Still great to watch. The bagpipes are out on the street. These guys are marching with the flags over their shoulder. All these guys are all jacked up. It's pretty. Like you can see people that like normally the tourists are down there, and they're watching and go, "What is this?" And it's quite an event. Again, the Navy SEAL Foundation is the charity. You can go there, donate anytime you'd like on behalf of the. I think you can donate on behalf of the swim, but then you can volunteer your time as well, whatever you can do. But I really highly recommend if you have a chance to be at Liberty State Park in the morning. That's over in New Jersey, obviously. Then I highly, it's fantastic. And again, if you can just get to Lower Manhattan and watch it too, it's great. You can cheer them on, but again, they don't need a lot of cheering on. Those guys they're motivated themselves. But God, this is sickening. I love. Oh my goodness. What was my favorite baseball player when I was a kid? You remember the old Pittsburgh Pirates? We are family. It was the catcher. Was it Manny Sanguian? Is that who it was? I liked him. I don't know why. That whole team just had a lot of personality to it and everything. They were good too. So, Kane on his last leg. Should he just retire? Well, it's hard to tell if he is really on his last legs. It's, he's got to get that surgery. Like, was it a hip or whatever it was? And we'll see after the surgery. But at that age, part of it is the mental part too. You get the rehab. Are you willing to do really work out the rehab? Because he's already had that great career. So let me see here. I felt the Rangers fans hated Shea Torres when he was in New York. I don't think they hated him. I don't remember that. He was what he was. He was a big, hard-bodied guy, banging people around. It wasn't much to his game, but he was good at what his job was. It's just he's not going to light it up like he wasn't Ron Reschner, he wasn't Barry Beck. He was just that good, solid guy, great teammate, tough guy. He's good. Phil, here's your info on the swim. Oh, thanks, Barry. Appreciate that. Barry's good, man. God, good people here. Even Danny Erickson. Do you remember meeting a young player named Jeff Chevalier during your time in LA? I went to school with him. I knew he played a few games with the Kings. Jeff Chevalier. I don't recall it, and it's awful. If I did play with him, I feel bad that I don't remember it. But let me see. Here we go. What do we see? I said I can't today. I'm in a hospital. I'd be open to another date. Oh, I didn't hear that. I thought you just said, no, I'm rearranging my sock drawer. That's how I heard it. I guess maybe I was like in shock that you wouldn't do it. So I couldn't hear properly. That could be it. Because I'm generally a good listener. I like to really pay attention when Tracy talks. So I don't know how that goes, but are you going to compare scars with the Navy SEALs? I think I told the story once where I think it's like 2 years ago, we're on the boat and the guy was standing there when retiring one of the SEALs, and he saw the scar on my stomach from getting my spleen taken out. And he says, "Oh, we get the same scar." I said, "Oh, did you get your spleen taken out?" And he looks at me like he was funny too. He knew what he was doing. He goes, he says, "No, I got shot. I had to rearrange a few organs in my body." It was classic. It was just the way he said it too. "No, I got shot." Yeah, this was free. But here I think I'm all Mr. Tough Guy, because I got my spleen taken out. I got this big scar. No, I got shot. Let me see. Yeah. What's wrong? What's wrong with Tracy? Well, where do we start? No, that's not fair. Yeah. See, again, this is a different story than what I got. She says she's working. Again, I heard her specific. I'm totally certain she said she had to rearrange her sock drawer, which I kind of took like, okay, either she's really rearranging her sock drawer. That's kind of like she's being sarcastic. Yep, Willie Sturgill was a good one too. Yes, yeah. Remember they had the song too. We are family. Who's the outfielder that died in a plane crash? He was a pretty colorful guy too. Oh, here we go. We got the capitalize. We're going with the capital letters now. We're stepping it up. Imagine this crap. Capitalized. We're getting capitalized now, right off the bat. We're not even 30 minutes into the show. Tracy's only been on for like 5 minutes and getting capitalized. Let me see. Yep. You can just sit there with that beeping. That's fine. No. You hear it all. Well, see, what happens is these microphones are great. They pick up everything. So it's actually louder. It's like seriously, right? I just sat down to turn the computer on and everything to do the show, and it started beeping. So I jumped up. I knew I should have bought more batteries. So I got to go to the store and get more. It's a dilemma though. So Susan, what do you think? Should I like try to stand underneath each one and figure out which one it is, or should I push that button, the magic button? I'm going to risk it all. I'm going to push the button, just see what happens. Throw caution to the wind. Brian. Let me see. Tom's going to wear the Pirates pillbox hat. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I remember watching them because they had so much fun. It seemed like that wild group. Where's Barry Shelley? He's here. Barry's here. Right. Ronnie Jameson. He is here. Rich Isaac. Roberto Clemente. Thank you, Rich. Yes. Look at Rich Isaacs. I haven't seen that picture in a while. It's like Herpo Marks or Groucho Marx or Scratch Marks. Barry Shelley. Let me see here. Speaking of baseball, do you remember a player that came up a lot of games while you were with LA or no? Came to a lot of games. Baseball player. Yeah, who's the Steve Garvey? He was his first baseman, right? Was he first or third baseman? I can't remember, but he would come to a lot of games. You know, Howie Long used to come to a lot of our games as well. Yeah. Miss Lawrence. Groucho Marx. It's Groucho Marx. See, that's pretty good. Groucho Marx. Sharp. You know, it's because Tracy picks on me so much, I feel like I need to be sharp. I need to be alert. Open your eyes, Ron. You're tired of picking on Tracy. No, you're it. Oh man, what do we? I don't know. So, man, that'd be pretty cool though to go buy a dog suit, right? Let's go buy. Where you got that? You have to get that made for $14,000. You must have got that made, right? That dog suit. Okay, Wally up in Succamoose. If the movie about Mel, what would it be called? Grouchy comes to New York. Grouchy comes to New York. He's a funny man. We had him on the podcast, the Full Change podcast, and man, he was on a roll. He was butter. Yeah, I saw that in the paper. Yeah, yesterday, Thurman Munson killed, and that was in a plane crash too, correct? Yeah. People loved him too. Didn't the Yankee fans really like? He was that hard-nosed guy, catcher. How's the dating going, Stud Muffin? Oh God, are you talking about yourself, Ira? You must be. I did. I was driving to Costco, surprise, the other day, and Jackie DiPiazza was on the speakerphone in my car. I had the windows open, and she asked me, she said, "Who are you bringing to the wedding?" And this attractive young woman was walking by my truck, and I said, she yelled to her, and Jackie could hear it over there. I says, "Hey, you want to go to a wedding?" And she goes, "Yeah, sure." So I went into Costco. She was actually working at Costco. She was at the AT&T or whatever, selling phones. So I walked up to her. "You're going to a wedding?" He said, "Yes, sure, okay, sure." Let me see here. What thanker is this Mel? Oh, so you think that's Mel in disguise? Oh man, wow. Tracy, she's an investigator. How come Mel doesn't respond? Yeah, then Mel does that for. He's dying to jump in. But I'm Larry Melnick. I'm very cool. I'm not going to be brought down to their level, to Laidlaw's level. That's what he's saying to himself. Yeah. He's just dying to jump in there. No, it's not. It is really Wally Thacker. Listen to the dogs. I told, I don't know if everybody was on, but the management here at our condominium complex sent out an email for responsible dog ownership. It more focused on cleaning up the poop, but it did talk in general about being responsible dog owner. So again, me being the educator, the communicator, the educator, making a difference in the world. It wasn't just me losing my temper, yelling at the poor guy. He said to me, "You don't have to curse at me." Well, yeah, I do. Let me see here. You should take Norris Chicken Man to the wedding. He would be a blast. What a great guy. I got to get a picture of him and post it. Him and I think I did. Maybe I did post a picture a while ago. Uh, take Mel as your number one. +1, sorry. +1, I apologize. Wouldn't that be interesting? Now, that'd be funny. Have Mel and I at a wedding together. Actually, Jackie's wedding to boot. To boot. To boot. Canadian. To boot. I think you don't want the attention off of you, so Mel is banished. Oh, Tracy, man. I was given no opportunity today with Tracy. In fact, I think as you noticed, she had Carla Sherman in there to do the heavy work, but she was not available. She was still rearranging the socks. And then once she was available, she moved Carla out of the way, and now she's coming and attacking. So I've had two of them. Carla was all over me today. And then Tracy just jumped in here and kind of trying to finish me off. It's like the 1-2 punch, like a jab, 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 and then come in with another one. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Brian Jennings. How do you feel about comparing players from different eras? I feel talent would translate into any era, meaning players of the. Yeah, you're totally right. You can't really compare like Wayne Gretzky to Connor McDavid, for example. The game was different. The style of play, intimidation was part of the game back then. It's not as much now. So it's hard to compare them, but to say would Wayne Gretzky still be great? Yes, he would have adapted. Part of what made Wayne so great wasn't just his skill, because he wasn't the most skilled guy. It was the heart, the desire, the wanting to be the best player possible, and that would translate to any game, right? So yeah, you're right. All the tools they have today for training and diets, the way they practice, the way they work out, it's all different. And Wayne would do what he had to, and probably most players, I certainly would if I would have had to change. I would have had to change my game. I would have had to be a better skater. So yeah, I think everybody that really had the drive to play in the NHL would still do the things that they had to do. It was just different things. We didn't know. And quite honest, we just didn't want to know. It was that old school, give me a piece of wood and wrap some tape on it. Let's go play in the deli. So, Ira, you are such a thoughtful person. I got to tell you, seriously, the fact that you asked me how my pooping is really means a lot to me. It's fantastic too, by the way. Really good. Really good. Ron Jameson wants Gresh. Where's Ron Jameson? I missed him here. Hold on. We'll get you up there. You want Gresh? Okay, we'll get Gresh. Yeah, I haven't had. So because I've just been doing more of the Full Change podcast where we're getting Tom Smith around and we get all different guests. We get some really good guests. Like I had Sam Rosen on. We had a guy on, Rick McGuire. I don't know if you guys know who he is. You guys ever see on Instagram? He's in a lot of places, but he's got this what's going on in the subway, but he's all people send him these videos, and he goes out and does videos of things that are happening inside. He's got like close to 3 million followers, and he's good friends with Tom Smith. Actually, they play roller hockey together. So he came on, really interesting guy about how he going in that. It was a great podcast about listening, the vision. He's really this intelligent guy thinking about the future, what he has to do. So, yeah. I'm sitting solid. Actually, I'll see Dave Maloney tonight at the wonderful event that we got going on. Again, that's at the Terry Connors rink in Stanford. It's starting at 6:00. This family lost a young son, 16-year-old boy, last year in Darien, and the parents are both in the marketing world. And they started this movement called Shoulder Check. The idea is to, I guess, encourage is the right word, to help young people help each other, to really reach out to each other, make sure everybody's okay, particularly mentally. But and I think that's fantastic. Anything more we can do about just getting people to help other people, like not be afraid to go to somebody and say, listen, are you okay? Like that alone, a lot of times when people, just the fact that somebody else asks them if they're okay really means a lot to them. Really can mean a big difference. It means that, okay, somebody really does care about me. So, yeah. Would Laidlaw cut it in this year? I'd like to think I would. I'd definitely have to change a lot of things. But again, I don't mean this to be humble, because I'm not. It's just, I didn't make it because of my skill level. I made it because more the desire to play, being the team player. I had to be smart enough, to read plays, being that defensive defenseman. So that would still translate. That's still the game today. But again, I would still have to change some things. Yeah, like our fun-loving times would have to be. Again, it just, things change. So the players today don't have the fun we did, which is not a bad thing. So, what do we got here? Imagine Bossy, Lafleur, etc. with these new, the new sticks, the new rules. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that see, here's what she's doing here, right? So she's intentionally wanting to make sure I know that the pool is open, but I have not been invited, right? So like Danny is, like, see that little what she's did there? Yeah, I get it. I can read right cheap novel right through. Yeah. Let me see here. I say I talked to Tom. They say who? Oh, I'm just not going to. Cheap. What about JP? Oh, she calls him JP. She's got a little nickname for him. Man, she's really, see, like now she's trying, like she's really close with JP. So now it's Danny Erickson. Now it's Chase Patrick. Oh, man, I won't fall for it. I've got my people at Costco. Oh, God, here we go. Between Ira and Danny. It's not a show until Tracy Maria's on the podcast. Oh, my God. Sucking up or what? Oh, man. Make sure you bring a brand new pen for autographs, Fearless Leader. When I go to these events, I'm prepared. But you know what? I should back up. I'll take the high road. Thank you, Tracy, very much for thinking about me and the people that will attend the event, because I'll be able to sign autographs now because of you. So I appreciate that a great deal. Okay, what do we got here? Brian's on fire today, too. Don't understand why teams still don't cover differently. Well, that's a great question. So I played against a similar player, Yuri Curry, in Edmonton, and you would always think, he's got their shirt big. He can't. The idea is what they're doing is what they want to have happen is you now overplay Ovechkin, or in that case, Yuri Curry. Then it left something else open. So if you watch Edmonton with the talented players they have or had, and in the case of Washington now, they make sure that, okay, if that's covered, there's another play to make that's going to give another scoring opportunity. So you can't overplay. But the reality is too, like even with like I said, with even though you know what's coming there, like Wayne Gretzky, you think, okay, I'm taking away the passing lane. There's no way he can get it to Yuri Curry. Well, he'll do a saucer pass up in the air. It'll land flat, right, perfect for Yuri Curry. So you think you had him covered. Or like if I'm the defenseman, I'm supposed to cover Yuri Curry. If I come out too high, then again, there's another play down low. So they're smart enough to say, okay, it looks like they're using that play all the time. They're certainly setting that play up all the time. It doesn't always get to that player, to like the Yuri Curry or to Ovechkin. So it's a great question, but they're smart. Again, it doesn't work. It didn't work for Yuri Curry. It wouldn't work for Ovechkin if there wasn't other talented players out in the ice with him. Because if he was the only guy that could do it, make the play, well, then you just go cover him. But because there's other good players on the ice in both those cases, it's tougher. How about Walt Kyle as a guest? Yeah, there you go. That's a great idea. So Walt Kyle is a great story. Former D1 coach player. Yeah. So Walt and I were good friends. Actually, Walt and his brother John, we called him Junior, lived together for a couple of years. John had come, so I had my freshman year at Northern Michigan University. John Kyle came in from Waterloo, Iowa. He was part of the team my second year, and then his brother transferred from Boston College in my third year. Yeah, it was my junior year. He had to sit out a year because he had to get a hip surgery, but he also because of the transfer. And then we played together as senior. We ended up being great friends. He's as stubborn as I am, and he. And I mean this total compliment to him. He didn't make it on his skill. He was not that talented a skater, but he's just a great team player, tough. Yeah, that'd be great to have him on. He's a really good story. I'll answer a couple of questions here and then go back to him. Did you have groupies follow you around like while you played like Tracy does now? Oh, very, very, very. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. No, none as wonderful as Tracy. I mean, they were there, but man, she's just like kind, sweet, understanding, not critical at all. Let me see here. Dougie DeVito. Oh, come on, Doug. With the heart? Doug. That is just ridiculous. Here we go. I think Doug and Ira and now Danny, they all like, okay, let's pretend we know what we're doing. Let's get out. Let's go talk to Tracy. Tom's going to get upset. I do need more. They give us those little cards. I got to get more of those to sign. Yeah. What else was I going to say? Oh, so about Walt Kyle. Great story. He So he coached college. He became an assistant coach, traveled a lot recruiting, and went through a pretty hard battle with cancer. And he really, it's weird to say it this way, but so he would get the chemotherapy, be thrown up and everything. He'd jump on a plane, fly out to Vancouver from Michigan, and recruit kids, and all this pro scouts and everything would see him, and they built this reputation where like people were like, this is unbelievable. This guy, he just would never quit. That's the way he was, and it still is. And then he coached. He never became a head coach in the National Hockey, but he coached this as an assistant. I know for the Rangers, I think for Anaheim. I can't whoever else, but no, great man too. Like as a person, he and his first wife adopted about 3 or 4 kids, I think, because he could not have kids after his cancer battle. So let me see here. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Barry Shelley, definitely not part of the groupie fan club. More so, ringleader of the dysfunctional dog lovers. Oh, jeez. I'm on your side, Barry. I'm on your side with you. Don't worry, brother. Oh, microphone just about jumped out. Microphone's got a life of its own here today. Jumping around. Jameson. Let me see here. Well, it is, we know what it is too. If that's all we ever knew, see, today it's a whole different world, right? And smoking in general is just not as big a thing, and definitely amongst athletes. So, like, that's the thing. You see these athletes now, and you think, I can't believe they smoked back then. But it was just that's the way it was. And it's funny. It wasn't like I mean, Eddie Johnson, a great friend of mine, fantastic teammate. He would go forever. Like, it wasn't like it deterred him from being a lesser player. So, yeah. You said they hurt. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. Oh, that was from Danny? No, Danny, bad idea. Yeah. Danny says it's a bad idea. Okay. Danny or my old friend there, what's his name? Dougie Needle, sucking up to Tracy. Oh my God. See, yeah. If a guy did a Michigan against you, how would you? Oh, we played? Ooh, man. This wouldn't happen. Yeah. Guys just wouldn't try stuff like that because we'd kill him. Like, he'd always get killed. It wouldn't be just that one game. So the Michigan Susan's talking about is where the guy scoops it up and flips it at the top of the net. Yeah, that kind of stuff. Remember when, who's the big Russian forward? It was when, I'll never forget, it was when Sean Avery was on the team too with the Rangers. And he'd scored a goal and he went to the blue line and pretended he was shooting like a machine gun or some kind of gun at the goalie. And it was Tampa he was against because I remember Vinny the Cavier came run over and they tried to kill him. The guys just didn't do that kind of stuff. It was this, and the coaches didn't want you to do that stuff either. Listen, shoot the puck. We want to know that it's going to go in the net. There's always a chance you screw it up. But it's changed so much. I Simonov it was. Thank you, Danny. Yep. No, always Danny. Yep. I won't give credit to Danny. Thank you, Barry. I'll say Barry did it. We'll straighten you out, Danny. Yeah. Let me see here. Let me see the analytics on this. Oh, yeah. So on that power play stuff, right? If you're talking about Brian, yeah. Yeah, I'd be interested in that. Yeah, I can tell you though, as a defenseman, even though you know that play is going to happen, if you have the skill players out there to do it, sometimes you can stop it, but I mean, they're good at it. Sometimes they just make a good play, and that's the thing about killing penalties. There's sometimes you could be killing penalties the right way, and sometimes they're just going to score. They've got more people on the ice than you do. You can't cover everybody. But what's on dinner for Sunday? What's for dinner on Sunday? I don't know. That's a good question. I usually I'll get inspired. Like sometimes I'll just say, okay, what do I have in the fridge or the freezer? Or I'll go to the store and wander around and say, oh, it's a good idea. Or sometimes people send me recipes and I like to kind of healthy them up a little bit, or maybe a healthy recipe. Like they give me on Sunday, we made that shrimp scampi. I hardly use butter, but you gotta use butter in shrimp scampi. So, okay, Barry Shelley making a special this week. Tracy, I like, Barry Shelley, keep it coming. Oh, he's making a special dish. Tracy King, yeah. I'm with you about it. Don't let her push you around. Don't let her push you around. Let me see. Yeah. Did you ever go into a game knowing you're going to have a fight? Yeah, especially early in your career. You want to come in and show that you can take care of yourself. I've told the story too. I seriously, I really thought, like in college, I thought I was the toughest man on the planet. So I was going to come in and just beat up the whole NHL. And then you get there and you realize, well, there's Clark Gillies and there's Bob Nystrom and there's Terry O'Reilly and John Wensick and Stan Jonathan and Paul Holmgren. And you realize, okay, if you're going to do this, that means you're going to be fighting every night. And that's like you talk to the guys that were the fighters, and in most cases, not all of them, that was the worst part was the night before because now they knew they had to fight. That's how they had to stay in the National Hockey League. And they're like, because some of them couldn't sleep. I bet you probably at least 75% of them didn't like fighting as much as it looked like they did. And there's some like we had Chris Nyland on, and he wasn't like that. He liked to, yeah, at least they said it. But still, I mean, like Nyland, for example, like, okay, so now you're going to play Philadelphia, and you know that Dave Brown's going to be coming after him to fight. There's got to be some part of you that's like, I know I have to do it, and I'm not afraid necessarily, but so, and that was like for us, especially with the Rangers when we played the Flyers, you're always ready to fight with those guys. It didn't always happen, but you knew, especially if a game got out of hand, like 3 or 4 goals one way or the other. So yes, thanks, Rich Isaac and Dan Erickson. This Anisimov, Artemi Anisimov. Yeah, I'll never forget that because I knew what's his name, Sean Avery was there because he got kicked out of the game earlier, and they had the camera in the locker room, and Avery was sitting there by himself, and they had Anisimov come in, and he didn't know what was everybody so mad about. Avery was sitting there laughing at him, like, because he knew he just wasn't going to be able to explain it to him. His English wasn't that good to start with, and he just didn't understand the culture of the game at that point. So, who was the dirtiest player? Well, there's the guys like Keith Acton and Ken Linsman. More because of them too. Like they're going to do something they would never fight to. They do something, then start a brawl, and never drop their sticks. Tracy Marie, turkey. So she's responding to what the cooking will be on Sunday, the meal. And she's a turkey with a question mark. So is she saying she's making a suggestion that it's going to be turkey? Asking the question. I'm thrilled to know that she wants my opinion on what I'm making for Sunday meal. But, maybe I invite her over, but she'll be busy. Beer and weenies. Jeez, Danny. Oh. Or beer and weenies. What is wrong with you? First of all, we don't drink beer and we don't eat hot dogs. Chicken dogs, maybe. Although chicken dogs are high in cholesterol. Need Tracy. I just need a date. Barry Shelley. Moose. Yeah, Barry Shelley. Moose DuPont was mean. Yeah. Oh, here. Come on, Dougie. Because Tracy says turkey. Now Doug jumps in here and says, I just love turkey. I just see what he said it to. I just love turkey. He's probably got that voice going, right? I just love turkey. Fighting Bossy. No, that's one thing. Like that's one of the reasons the Islanders are so good. You don't like you can hit Bossy to a certain point, but then you get Clark Gillies and Bob Nason sitting there thinking, all right, Laidlaw. And they would do it too. They come and get you. Yeah. You have a great hand-eye coordination. Do you think? I'm sure you have great hand-eye coordination. Do you think that be able to hit a Garrett Cole fastball? Honest to God, though, I appreciate your confidence, Susan, saying that you think I have a good hand. I don't have a good hand-eye coordination. It's the funny thing is because people think because you played in the NHL, play pro sport, that you're going to be good. And I'm not like I'm an awful athlete, but I'm a terrible golfer, for example. And people think, well, all hockey players are good golfers. I am awful. I have no desire to play it. No fun. I don't want to learn it. But I was obviously good. Like football, I was better. So I probably wouldn't be a Garrett Cole fastball. No, I'd like to tell you I would, but I think that's one of the hardest things in sports. You got a round ball coming at you 100 miles an hour, and you got to hit it with a round bat, right? Just to figure out where's it coming, like what part of the plate, curve balls and all that kind of stuff. So, let me see here. Every show you're going to have a fight with Tracy. Good point, Ira. Good point. I'm prepared for that too. That's right. I don't sleep well on Wednesday nights. That's why. Good thinking, Ira. Now it's all coming together. Yeah. Herb Brooks was he was before his time. He may not have been. He was the same way as Tortorella. Yeah. But the thing is, with both those guys, like if you were one of his boys, and I was one of Herb's boys, he would still get all over me, but you knew he'd still play me all the time. He counted me to be a captain, assistant captain. And I think the same way with Tortorella. If you're one of his guys, like Ryan Callahan, for example, was one of his guys. He played the way he wanted to play. He knew, okay, if I play this way, then Tortorella is going to play me, and I'll have a successful career. Tortorella knows this is what I'm going to get out of Ryan Callahan, so I'll play him all the time. So yeah, I would have. I probably would have been one of those guys that would have enjoyed playing for Tortorella. Let me see. Yeah, let me see what we got here. Tracy. Oh, hold on. Tracy Marie, tell us about your new situationship with the Costco employee. You do know that's in close proximity to your residence. That, well, I can't see Tracy's. That's going to be an issue. Situation with your Costco employee. Are you talking about the one I asked at the wedding? She's like 21 years old or something like that, I think. It's funny. She's laughing. I don't think she's going to the wedding. We still have to sit and talk, Tracy, about the wedding. Yeah, a lot of people love Tortorella. Let me see here. Brian Jennings. He's on fire today. You are GM of a new franchise. Are you drafting star defenseman or star center first? So a lot of people believe the center is like, other than goaltender, maybe is the most important position because he's going to move the puck on both sides. I don't know. I would go with you first of all, the general rule is you take the best player available. Because even if you're looking at your team right now and saying we need a defenseman, we need a forward. In most cases, other than those really elite players like the Connor McDavids and Austin Matthews and Bedard supposedly, they don't come in and play right away. It's a 2, 3, 4 year project to get them into the NHL. And even if they do play right away, it's hard to really rely on. If you're looking to win a Stanley Cup, it's hard to rely on an 18 or 19-year-old star player to make that difference. It's a maturity thing. It's experience. Not that they can't be difference makers, but so I'm not necessarily thinking, okay, what do I need on the team right now? I mean, what's the best player? Because again, it's unless you've got a centerman that's ranked number 1 and a defenseman that's ranked 1A in the draft. It's just you take the best player, and then you can always there's always trades you can make. You can trade that player. You can trade somebody else on your team to get something else to fill, to kind of make room for that star player you just drafted. So it's a great question, though, Brian. You are on fire today with the questions. Nice. As opposed to Danny Erickson here, who's just causing trouble. Tom couldn't hit a Phil Nico knuckleball. See, you get Brian Jennings, intelligent questions. Then you get this Danny Erickson guy. And there's 2 different Danny Ericksons, too, right? There's the good guy, good family man and everything. And then there's the troublemaker, the guy that sucks up to Tracy Marie. I wonder if they get on the phone first and say, okay, this is what we're going to do today to Laidlaw. Well, you're not just a pretty face. You know your shapes, too. See, I'm going to take the compliment. So she said that I had a pretty face. That's all. We'll leave it at that. We won't need to discuss any more of that. A comment by Tracy Marie. Thank you, Tracy. I really appreciate it. And you put the wow there, too. So all I see out of that statement is, wow, you got a pretty face. That's what I see. Okay? Thank you. I appreciate it. So it's funny because I was one of Sater's boys to start with. And then I hurt my back, and that all changed. Yeah. They thought I really think they thought I was pulling the chute. That's the hard part of a back. Actually, and I worked the other way around for Gresh. He was not one of their boys, but by the end, he was one of. They like Gresh a lot. Who else? They like they liked Bob Brook, those kind of guys. So yeah, he'd smoke a wig from Brian Jennings. He'd smoke a thanks, Brian Neckler. Yeah. Lorraine, how are you doing, you magical creature? Yeah, I know it's funny how much Tracy's trying to pick on me, right? But I'm fighting through it. Not letting it happen. Not letting it happen. Not today. Not on my watch. Is the smoke alarm stop beeping? Oh, wow. Are you doing Sheriff's event on August 1st? What? I'm a little speechless there, Ira. I don't know if you're being funny or if you're drinking this early in the day or what it is, but it is August 3rd. But let's see here. Are you? What screensaver do you have on your phone? Computer. Oh, Tracy. Oh, a picture of Tracy. That's what I should do too. Yeah. Get a picture of Tracy in my screensaver. I have a lovely sunrise picture on my phone that I took. Todd's Point. Let's see if we can get this up on the screen. Sunrise picture. There you go. And a notification. Oh, Facebook. Oh, let me see here. Okay, Brian, you got the good questions going today. So you don't have to listen to Danny. As another fan, wish you had taken over Hedman over JT. Wish you had taken Hedman over JT. Well, the way it's turned out now, yeah. Listen, JT, Jonathan Ferris, right? Is that who it was? Yeah. He's still a great player, but I think Hedman's fantastic. He just changes your team so much. Like when they win the cups there in Tampa, he could do everything. Like you really could put it forwards and have one defenseman, him being the defenseman on. He was that good. So yeah, no. But again, that's hard looking back. And defenseman sometimes like a big defenseman, like it's hard to really tell. Like it's somewhat of a riskier thing because again, it takes a while. Like a defenseman really doesn't get to the peak of his game. Well, when we played, it was like we would say it's like 25 years old. You just have to learn, experience new things, settle down so you can read the play better. I think it's maybe a little bit younger now. Again, it depends on how young they are when they start. But that was the rule of thumb back then. It was like, okay, he could be a good player at 23, but he really hasn't reached his peak until 25. So, what is this? Tom wants a woman with a round bottom. What do you think? I want it to be square? Of course. Is Deb here? Tracy's saying they're hello to nobody. Hi, Deb Anderson. She hasn't popped up here. What's Tracy up to now? Why is she saying that? So there's always a strategy to what Tracy says, right? Some games. Okay, how can I get the upper hand over Tom? Right? How can I make him feel bad? Because I didn't say hello to. That's what it is. I didn't say hello to Deb. So Tracy's trying to make it look now. I ignored Deb, therefore coming in between our friendship that we have. I see what Tracy's doing. I get it. I get it. Stiff upper lip, Tom. Sticks and stones. There you go, brother. Yes, absolutely. Let me see here. That wasn't Tom's phone. He has Dua Lippy. Who's Dua Lippy? I don't remember. I live in thoroughly blissful ignorance. I don't pay attention to that stuff. So who's Dua Lippy? Dua Lippy. Is that a real person? There's a country singer called Jelly Roll. I guess there's something. Jelly Roll. I like that. I got to figure out where that came from. Okay. See, Tracy knew she couldn't get to me. She's moving on to a different subject now. Brian, you're an Islander fan? Question mark. Okay. See, here's what's going on. She sees where Brian and I are communicating now, having an intelligent adult conversation about hockey, and she's trying to jump in the way there. Right? That's what she's doing. Here she goes. Fat fun girls, the rock and roll go around. Make the rock and roll. Jeez. Oh, Brian, I was just saying we're having a good, intelligent conversation. Oh, goodness. Sadly, yes, about being the Islander fan. Yeah, well, it's not over yet because, Lou Lamoriello, so I got a long history of knowing what he's doing. And he's somewhat hamstrung with the salary cap. Somewhat. That's part of the issue. He's had to move some good players out of there because of the salary cap situation, too. But he will make things happen. Good goaltending they have. That's the big thing. Just got to score more goals, right? That's the thing. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, full salt. Okay, let's analyze this here. Let's sit back. Everybody relax a little bit. We're going to sit back and analyze this statement. Oh, my God. So, again, mustn't be too bad because the oh, my God is just, it's not all capitalized, right? Just the one capital O, right? But then she comes back with get over yourself. So that's clearly capitalized as we see. So she's making an effort there to really point out that that's what the message is trying to send here, to get over myself, okay? Laidlaw, I'm not putting anyone down. I'm just honest. You're a goddamn ex-Survivor cast member. Stop being a baby. Oh, man, see that? Some, somewhat swear words in there. Oh, man, just honest. You're a goddamn. Oh, goddamn. See the goddamn thing there, too? So there's a few points there, right? So not too bad at the start because it's not all capitalized and oh my God. But then the capitalized get over yourself. Clearly the strong message she's trying to send there that I need to get over myself. Okay. And then she follows up with the explanation after that. So yeah. Whew, man. I'm okay. All right. There's only a few minutes left to show you. Yeah, right. Oh my goodness. That's Queen's lyrics. Oh, is that in the song? Rock and make the fat bottom girls make the rock and world go round. You see here. Oh, okay. See here, she's trying to take Brian. She's coming to get between Brian and I. Right now, she's having a conversation. I grew up an Islander fan. So okay, like, oh my goodness, see what she's doing. Trying to come between Brian and I. Brian and I clearly were bonding there, and Tracy's trying to come in between there. Yeah, I see it. I see it. I hope the rest of you guys see it. Tracy's a beast, Tom. Okay, so Barry does this one as well. So he's got the multiple exclamation points there too. He's got like 10 of them there. So he's making a point too about Tracy being. That's his way of making sure that he better not be switching sides here, because he's like kind of complimenting Tracy, saying she's a beast. Come on. Oh, here we go. So did I, Tracy. So did I. Yes, just talk to me. Because Tracy Mead hasn't been talking to Danny, so now he's like a whiny boy. Yeah. Okay, I knew Susan would know this. I got his name from his mother because he was a chubby kid. Yeah, he's a good singer. He's good. Yeah, he's got some kind of a different twang to him too. Yeah, he's cool. All right. Okay, I feel better now. Thanks, brother. Thank you. Good deal. See, you didn't fall. See, I maybe I didn't have to point it out what Tracy was doing there, but you didn't fall for it. I like that. Let me see here. No, you keep your bromance with Brian. Oh my goodness. See, and here she did too. She intentionally spelled Brian's name wrong just to pretend she didn't care about it at all. Yeah. She's got her feelings hurt right now. She's like pouting right now. I'm gonna spell his name wrong, make it seem like I don't care about him at all. Man, she's fired today. Like the mind games Tracy's got going. Maybe I just didn't notice the mind games before, but today is like, ooh, super. Let me see here. So, and also called Jelly Roll, but as a kid in school, so it stuck. Okay. Jelly Roll. Oh, we got now. Oh, so do you think that's a genuine apology, or do you think that's kind of like, yeah, she's feeling like she's losing the grip, so she wants to kind of make up to Brian. Yeah, you're right there. Yeah. The Tracy Me's going to, like, when she wants to pretend she really doesn't care about it at all, she's going to change it to Byron. Yeah. There. Okay. What do we got going here? There are farmers and stuff kind of maybe they could use a late law. Yeah. Real cowboy. We try to real cowboy, my behind. Okay, a couple of events updates. So the event tonight, Terry Connors Rink in Stamford, Connecticut. Shoulder check, great cause. There'll be a bunch of current players there. Marty St. Louis coming back to coach one of the teams. I'll be there. Dave Maloney will be there. The event starts at 6 o'clock. I got a post on Facebook that I reposted on my page saying that there's still tickets available. I had heard it was sold out. But I guess you go to the here we go. Tracy Marie says so. There are tickets available. Again, the tickets to capitalize. So she wants to make sure we know that's the tickets. She wants to make sure that we know it's not her that's available. It's the tickets that are available, right? That's why she capitalized the tickets part of it. We then have what's next? We have August 19th. We'll keep promoting this. The swim across the Hudson. Saturday starts early in the day. I think they're getting in the water at 8 o'clock in the morning because of the tides. They'll start. I think the speeches and everything start 6:30, 7 o'clock. Great event to go to. Liberty State Park. You can also meet the swimmers after they're done over on Lower Manhattan near the 9/11 site. They swim into there. Fantastic event to go to. The charity is the Navy SEAL Foundation. Again, so if you want to make a donation or donate your time or whatever, you can go to Navy SEAL Foundation and help out there. But a great event to go to. Then August, what's the next event? Oh, that's Tracy. Jackie DiPiazza's wedding. And my plus one is yet to be determined based on the actions of one certain person who we know it is. Barry's on fire today too. Entertaining show today, Tracy. I mean, she does try to. It's all about Tracy, isn't it? That's it. What do they call that? Where somebody try to turn them around and say that blame you for something, but that's really what they're doing. What's that? Fire hosing or something? What's that called? What is that? There's some term for that. I can't remember what it was. And that's what Tracy's doing. She's trying to make it look like it's all about me. I think it's all about me, but it's really, that's what she's doing, right? Yeah. Uh, yeah. What is that phrase they call that when somebody does that? So it's like, so again, Tracy's trying to make it look like I think it's all about me. It's all about her. That's why she's, uh, uh, who's the biggest influence in your career? Parents aside. Well, it would be then, if I couldn't name my parents, it'd be my grandfather on my father's side. Just because I realized, looking back at everything I've done in my life, whether it's playing or Asian business or what I'm doing now with True Good Life, it's the just showing up every day and not really like sometimes people. Okay, so we got the new podcast going on and with Full Change, and Tom Smith, the producer, is constantly, I guess, part of his role, trying to look at the rankings to see where we're ranked. I never look at the rankings. I've learned in the stuff that I do. Okay, same thing with a contract. I would never worry about what I get as far as money. I just being the best I could be. That that would make you successful anyways, because now you've just concentrated on doing your job every day. So it's ends up that's how you're being successful. You're not worried. Okay, what is somebody else saying about me? How much money am I making? Am I being the best? Am I getting better all the time? And that's the way my grandfather was growing up on the farm. Was always just come to work every day and do your job. Don't worry. There's nobody there on the farm to tell him how great he was or pat him on the back. He had to show up and get the work done. And on top of that, my grandmother was in a wheelchair, so we had to take care of her too. So I learned from him everything about that work, about that mentality to showing up all the time and doing your job, and not worry about you if you're getting credit for it today or whatever, or you're ever getting credit for it. So he'd be the biggest influence in my life, other than my parents. Tracy, who's the biggest influence? Let me see here. Tracy, here all week. Try to. Here we go. Here we go. Tom is a warm-up band for Tracy. Oh goodness, Danny. Honest to God, really, you need to call me before every show, and I'll figure out what mood you're in. Like, which Danny are we getting today? Right, the suck up to Tracy Danny, or like the good guy, sucking up stuff. It's just got to. Oh, it's called gaslighting. That's what that's called. When somebody that's what Tracy's trying to do to me. Gaslighting. Have you ever attended any of your class reunions in school? No, Barry. I don't get invited to class reunions. No, I have not. Yeah. Oh, here we go. This will be entertaining. Tracy and my wife should spend a day with Layla. We should film that too. That'd be good. That'd be a funny show. Yeah, we should do that. Definitely. All right, everybody. I think the smoke alarm has stopped working. Yeah. Brian Jennings. Where Brian spelled it. Oh, he spelled Tracy's name wrong. Oh, good job, Brian. Oh, you did that on purpose too. I know you did. You put that E in there. You tricked because you're trying to, like, she's doing it to you. So good job of you. That's the way to give it back to her. That's the way. I knew what you were doing. All right. So those are the events coming up. The event tonight will be a fun event. I'll take some videos of that. And then we've got, the swim across the Hudson on August 19th. Again, from Liberty State Park to Lower Manhattan. Great event to go to. And again, it's the Navy SEAL Foundation. If you'd like to make a donation, you can go there. Donate your time. Come to the event. I'll be there. I don't know if I'm going to be out on the barges this year, but I'll definitely be there when they have the opening ceremonies. It's a can't miss event. I know I'm maybe a little dramatic, but it's a really life-changing event. Kind of like they should get these guys, these warriors, are getting up and speaking with passion, talking about them being brothers, fighting for the country, all that. So it's really the first time I went to it, I was like, I couldn't believe the emotion and the patriotism and everything. So great thing to go to. So, just sent Tracy a calendar of you and your dad's fire year. Just sent it. See. Okay, she can't quit. She just cannot quit. You swimming? You need to do. Oh, my goodness. Chief Laidlaw. Wait, are you saying that because you know that's what I call my father? You should know that. I call my father Chief Laidlaw from most of his life. We sold the farm and he became the chief of the fire department, Brampton, Ontario. Yes. He really worked hard. I know the question that Brian had before was other than my parents, but my father was a huge influence too. For him to transition, must have been like in his late 30s or whatever, from being a farmer to then being a firefighter. and going back to school, like he went to firefighter school and all that. He didn't want to just be a firefighter. He wanted to be the chief and work towards that. So I learned a lot from that about getting better all the time and not being afraid to make a change like that in your life. So, Jack, sorry, Tom, good morning. Just woke up. Jack, what? It's not like you didn't set an alarm. This is an important hour, Jack. I accept apology, but you did. No, okay, Tracy, you did know. See now, okay, now the communication is getting better as days go. The hostilities are easing. Oh, that's right. Yes, Brian, I apologize. I knew that. Brian's father worked. I did know that, and I apologize. That's right. How could I forget that? Yes, thank you, Susan Noel. I've really, it's since I've got to work with them and the events with police officers and firefighters, I've asked them all the time, is it okay? And I guess I'm passing this on. Maybe you guys know this anyways. If you see people like military personnel, like a lot of times I'm at Costco, for example, a guy's got his veteran hat on. And I've talked to other people before. He says, it's okay if you go up and thank him for his service. He says, Tom, it's not only okay, it'd be great if you do that. So there's this one man and his wife, see him all the time. And no, it isn't all the time. I see him like once a year. And I forget him, who he is. So I'll go up to him again and say, hey, thank you for service. He says, you did that last year too. It was pretty funny. So it's like this yearly thing. I don't know what it is. It's like a coincidence that we see each other. So yeah, I think it's an important thing for everybody. If you see a veteran, a police officer, a firefighter, go up and thank them for their service. Because sometimes, especially like here in like a city like New York, police officers, the way they're getting treated by the idiot Bill de Blasio when he was in charge. You can. That's right. So I did the show the other day. Mark Puttenvink is with his family out in Hamptons, whatever it is, and he's got a pool, so he's out there with no shirt on, of course, swimming around. He's got this pink, I don't know what is, flamingos floating around in the background. Let me see here. Yes, that's right. So I forgot about Brian. I apologize that I forgot that. So Brampton, Ontario, where we grew up. So in Canada, box lacrosse is a big thing. So they take the ice out of the hockey rink and play lacrosse inside on the cement floor. And Brampton's Excelsiors were always one of the best teams in the country against wasn't it New West Salmon Bellies? Isn't that what was the team they play against all the time for the championship? So yeah, I was a far better lacrosse player than I was when I was a hockey player, but there's just no way you go. So my good buddy, Tom McLeod from Bramalea, and I were like buddies, and we played lacrosse together, hockey together, and both said, listen, if we're going to play in the NHL, we got to quit lacrosse. So we both quit. And that's the story. Thrilling story. Brampton, Ontario. Let me see here. I'm getting Tracy's fired up here. There are all idiots in charge in New York City. How I know. Politics. I've gotten more and more to the point where if you do a lot of research, you see that there's like 50 or 60. This is what I understand, anyways. See what people say: 50 or 60 people, uber wealthy families, companies around, particularly here in the U.S., and they don't know all the money. A large majority of the money to the campaigns. They own all the stock and all the big corporations and news channels and everything like that. And we get all wrapped up about who the president is and who's running the country. It's the people with the money that are running the country. That's my thought on it. But we'll stay away from too much politics. That's just my tidbit. I've been doing more research. And this is what I understand. But I'm sure everybody's got different opinions. Tom said to Tracy, thank you for being pretty. Okay. What a beautiful woman. Beautiful woman. It's not an issue with her looks. It's her treatment towards me. Outright disdain towards me. There's so much I can take, right? Let me see here. Firefighter Bubbles Thompson played. Yes, that's right. Bubbles Thompson. Good call by you. He used to hang out at our house. He worked with my father. Yeah. Bubbles Thompson. Yeah, I remember him. That's a good call by you, Brian. Nice. That's a good name to bring back. Yeah. Used to play, we played in my hometown was Victoria Park Arena, but it was more in Brampton. What was the name of the rink in Brampton, the old building? Oh, man. Used to be, we go to hockey tournaments there. We played knee hockey all the time. That was fun. Good stuff. Let me see here. Perry, don't be nice to her. Oh, uh, let me see here. She's getting a room, like a padded room, beat each other up. Jeez. I have a medication for that, Tom, to deal with me. Oh, yeah. Played with Bruce Wallace. Great. Was it Bruce Walness or Wallace? Oh, no, it was Waltons. Yeah. I knew the Walness family. Obviously, it wasn't the guy you played with, but I love playing lacrosse. I still got my old. Oh, I can't. It's right here. I still got my old wooden lacrosse stick from when I played. So it's probably like 65. So it's like 50 years old. All right. Boomer said in November, we did our job in the burbs with the vote for the people in New York City voted the trash. I thought when Boomer gets going on politics. That's Boomer Esiason, the former NFL quarterback, big hockey fan. He has his morning show on WFAN and CBS Sports. And yeah, he gets going on politics, man. He's very funny. His partner is Gio. He just kind of steps back and lets him go. He goes like a little tirade. You can ward off Tracy. Yeah, that's what I do. I'll take that stick with me. Yeah. I think Tracy's in Stanford today too. Yeah. I think I'll get the stick. All right, everybody. Good job by everybody defending me in front of Tracy. Barry, thank you for being there for me. Danny Erickson, you're a traitor. Dougie DeVito, same with you. And Tracy's got to finish off here, straighten out her sock drawer. Yes, lacrosse is vicious. All right, everybody. So again, great event tonight. Great cause with the shoulder check. And again, there are still tickets available. It's Terry Connors ranking Stanford. A lot of current NHL players playing. Marty St. Louis coming back to coach. I think Matt Molson has come back to coach as well. And then Dave Maloney and I will be there. Dave's the MC. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm just kind of hanging around, picking up all the garbage off the floor or something. And then we got our swim August 19th, swim across the Hudson with Navy SEALs. And again, this shoulder check thing here tonight is about particularly kids, but not only kids, helping other people. So let's really make a point. I know we talk about a lot, help each other. So if we see somebody on the street or wherever it is, and you think they need a helping hand, just that alone, just going up to somebody and saying, hey, listen, are you okay? Do you need help? I'm here for you. So, all right, everybody, have a fantastic, magical week. We'll be cooking on Sunday, and then we'll see you next week. Talk to you.